I don't gotta wait for him to crack because it hits right through his armor because he's weak to crushing. Watch this. Bye.
Alright. What is up, you guys? It is Army Wolf Gaming, and I am coming at you with a Bleed Bonk build video. Dude, this thing is insane. I literally jump in the air and I can one-tap practically every enemy as long as staggered damage. We're going to start off with going over what stats I'm running. We're going to be level 150, and we have 44 Vigor, 43 Endurance, 31 Strength, 18 Dexterity, and 65 Dex. The weapons we're going to be running on this build are going to be the Blood Great Stars with Wild Swings, and I will have the Lion's Claw for a secondary, being that I don't have the Savage Claw yet. This is primarily a PvE build, so you will not be as successful in PvP with this build with these two weapons, being that they are relatively slow, unless you are good at catching jumping attacks. My blood great stars are going to have 139 bleed loss per weapon. So when I jump and I come down on the enemy, chances are it will cause a significant amount of bleed, over 270 plus bleed damage onto an enemy. I'm running the occult misery cord plus 18 with the storm blade because the storm blade is really good at catching enemies from distance, and it is really good at stun locking certain enemies that are advancing towards you. We don't have a really big FP bar, so it's not going to go well. As far as the equipment that I'm using, it's going to be the white mask. It's going to be the white mask, the scaled armor, because the scaled armor actually has a fairly decent weight for the amount of slash damage and pierce damage resistance that it has. So it's very good. Also looks good on a build personally. I think it's not a bad getup in my opinion. It's not the best looking armor in the game, but damn does it deliver. Um, we're gonna be running the Rotted Wing Sword Insignia because this will proc with the Wild Swings, in which you will get on many bosses that are either bigger than you or have a tremendous amount of health. Not to mention when you jump with the clubs, you can stun lock. So as soon as you stun lock the enemy, you can go straight into Wild Swings. This will activate the Rotted Wing Sword Insignia. Taker's Cameo, because Taker's Cameo, when you're killing the smaller enemies, will be able to heal you, right? This will stack with the Rykard's Rune that I'm running below, which is why we're at the Volcano Manor now. Rykard's Rune also adds additional health taken from enemies when they are defeated. So these two stack. I was going to run it with the Godskin Swaddle Cloth, but instead decided to change it out for the Shard of Alexander, because the Rotted Wing Sword Insignia with the Shard of Alexander stacks, and then you can stack heals from the great stars because the great stars actually do have a passive heal. So if you read here, it says a bloodstained star is an ill omen, a fact not lost upon those against whom this weapon is brought to bear. Landing attacks slightly restore HP, which is awesome. So while you're doing the wild swings and you're landing attacks, you're actually getting a very small amount of regen on top of what you're already getting from the Taker's Cameo from a defeated enemy, as well as Rykard's Rune. And of course, the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, because it gives you a 20% attack boost. This will give you a 15% attack boost when using a Ash of War. And then a Rotted Wing Sword Insignia, I believe, gives you up to 18% attack or 13% attack. Somewhere around there, don't quote me on that. Go look on Fextra Life if you want to find out the specific percentages on Rotted Wing Sword Insignia. And yeah, that pretty much explains the build. You guys can run pretty much whatever arcane weapon you want, but ultimately, because it's around strength, you may want to use great swords. I use a blood great sword with the Giant's Hunt, because in the case that I have to stagger an enemy or send them flying at a smaller enemy, that will give me the chance to keep them stun locked or keep them on the ground, and then I can switch to the dual great stars. So an example would be Giant's Hunt. I can kind of show you guys real quick out here, kind of the combo. I'm obviously heavy load right now, but the goal is to kind of like get the Giants Hunt going, right? So we're gonna take off some of this, right? You could just Giant Hunt, and then you can go directly into your great stars right after if you're good at weapon swapping, and then you can go for the wild swings, and this will pretty much finish off your enemies very quickly. And if you guys notice, I'm getting a crap ton of heals just from killing these guys. So they can damage me as much as they want. I'll give you an example. I'm going to let this sword guy try to deal with me. See, now they're damaging me, right? We're going to go directly into the jump attack. And we get a pretty decent amount of health healing. And even if these guys land good hits, you still get a pretty decent amount of health back while still maintaining what you have. So obviously you don't want to take off the armor and stuff, but that was just a pretty quick example of how you want to run the build. So definitely a very great build. I'm looking forward to showing you guys the clips right after I run over the build layout. But overall, that's pretty much the whole build. It's not much to it. If you want to find your great stars, 2 great stars, literally you can find them over at the Rifeblood Ruins. There will be a caravan that will be coming through that will have one. And then if you go over here and you invade the Beastman's world, he has the second one. You can get both of them literally from this area. And then from there, you upgrade them, put bleed on them, and then get your arcane to 65. And that will put you at bleed loss of 139 per weapon with the jumping attack for the stun lock, as you guys had just witnessed. That's pretty much the build. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage, and I'll see y'all around.
PlayStation